it's Friday.
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right.
All right. Big picture day.
What a slow week.
Yep. Yeah, it has been a little bit of a slow week. That's good. Not too much work, but you know, we can always take. Well, can always take these.
I just admire your energy level. I just admire you.
Gotta have it.
Okay. So what is the big picture?
All right. The big picture we're looking at is healthcare in Hong Kong and how it's delivered to the people. There's a few things going on in Hong Kong that suggest that we really should be taking a strong look at what's going on in the hospital authority, you know, which forms the bulk of our healthcare system in Hong Kong. So a couple of different things. You know, Yu Chuk Man is still fighting his suspension. You know, the former head of cardiology from Prince of Wales.
Since Monday.
Yeah,
actually, since a few weeks ago. But,
and this has been
on Monday he made the headline.
Yeah, and it all kind of blew up. And you know, there's some really he does have some valid points to be made in terms of, you know, the audit that was conducted in terms of his results and whatnot. But it does beg the question: why is everybody at Prince of Wales lined up against him? Like, okay, yes, maybe the audit hasn't been done the way it's supposed to, but why is everybody so against this guy? What is going on inside the hospitals, right? That we're not catching, or is not, you know, that we didn't see this coming. So that's one thing. As well, Hopak Lung, microbiologist up at HKU, has claimed that the hospital authority has been underreporting cases of super resistant bugs and infections in Hong Kong. Sorry, in particular the VREs. And so, and I got to go to my notes for this one because it is a tough one to pronounce. The vancomycin-resistant enterococcus, the VRE, which are these super bugs that you hear about when people get, you know, when they don't take their antibiotics properly, they're using too many antibiotics, and the bacteria develop resistance to it.
Can you do that again?
Yeah, one more time. Vancomycin-resistant enterococcus.
Okay.
I hope I got it better this time.
My producer doesn't want me to make this the keyword for today.
Okay.
Obviously.
Just do VRE. We'll get to it. I've got another one for you then, and it sounds like candy, so it'll be good.
All right.
But, you know, so all this, you know, means we got to have a look at the hospital authorities. There's a big plan for a reform commission that's going to be coming up. Last time we looked at the hospital authority, it was the famous Harvard report, which promptly got shelved. Nothing happened. And, you know, there are certain things, like in Hong Kong, we don't even have M&Ms in the hospital. Now everybody's going, no candy in the hospitals. That can't be right. But that's not the kind of M&M I'm talking about. We're talking about morbidity and mortality, which is a standard set of statistics that hospitals use basically to understand when people get infections in the hospital, when they die as a result of procedures. They're statistics on when things go wrong. We don't do it in Hong Kong. And the question is why? You know, the hospital authority, the doctors here like to say, everything's fine, we got everything under control, we do a great job. But, you know, there are some basic practices in developed worlds that we don't do in Hong Kong, and there's been resistance to that, and we need to find out why.
Yeah. I think the morbidity and the mortality statistics are quite common figures in any different types of jurisdiction in the world. Yeah. And if you're talking about, say, for example, the NHS in UK and or the OHIP in Canada.
OHIP in Canada, or even the private hospitals in Thailand, you know, doing health tourism, right?
Yeah, and to a certain extent, in a lot of the hospitals in the States or in the UK, those doctors who have problems or who have failures, they actually put up notices of what kind of errors they have made in the lobby of the hospital, so that people will know which doctors have errors, which doctors have what kind of problems. And that actually helped the system improve themselves. I mean, rather than hiding the problems, they make it more open so that the doctors will know that, okay, I will need to be more careful next time.
I do.
And we are not even talking about that. We are talking about the M&M, the morbidity and the mortality. And I think I will make morbidity the keyword for today, because if you put down M&M, people will clearly think about the candies.
Morbidity and mortality, So that's, you know, basic structure. So I hope that this reform commission, looking at the hospital authority and how it's run, will start to introduce some of these basic practices so that we can see the problems coming and correct them and have better health outcomes, as opposed to having things buried until they turn into a big scandal.
I really hope that the hospital authority will take this opportunity, rather than being very conservative, actually use this momentum to drive the more conservative force to move forward. That will be the better for everyone.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Andrew.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Cheers.